There's a lot. That's a lot of human being. That is a lot of you don't know what you just did there. You just unlocked a hidden something my brain tried to bury, and you just excavated it from the ground. Okay. That's a lot of man coming down on you. Pause. But yeah.
Peace world, and welcome to a special conversation for the Takedown on SI. My name is Adam Barnard. Thank you so much for joining me today. My guest is the longest reigning NXT North American champion and the winner of the NXT Men's Iron Survivor match, Oba Femi. How are you, sir? It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you for having me, Adam. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's a little bit gloomy here in New Jersey, but otherwise I'm all right. Good, solid Monday. Congratulations on winning the Iron Survivor match. You'll be facing NXT champion Trick Williams at NXT New Year's Evil on January 7th. Tell me about what it means to have this opportunity and how you're going to be approaching this match coming up with the champion.
As far as my approach is concerned, I stay consistent. I'm consistently training and trying to be better, so there's no real need to break a certain, like, if something is not broken, don't fix it. That's my approach to this match. And as far as what it means to me to be in this position, I find myself to be very privileged to be in this spot that I'm in right now. It's a result of hard work, consistency, and grit and will and all that good stuff. And I'm just happy that the company gets the returns of the investments they made in me. And that's the biggest takeaway for me.
Now, it's been really amazing this past year to see the crossover between NXT and TNA. And during your feud with Tony DAngelo, you had the opportunity to have a really hard-hitting match with Alex Hammerstone from TNA. What was it like working with Hammerstone?
Oh, he was a really nice man. Lovely to meet him. Lovely to work with him. I'm glad we get to expand our horizon, because there's definitely a WWE way and a WWE formula. So it's nice to work with these guys from TNA and find out how they do things and how they approach things. And there's always something to learn from everybody. So love Hammerstone, lovely fellow, lovely bloke. He's fun.
And also, too, in a recent interview, we were remiss not to mention, you're mentioned a lot in a lot of people's wish list for potential matches. And TNA star AJ Francis mentioned you specifically as someone he'd like to get in the ring with if the opportunity ever presented itself for more crossovers. What are your thoughts on a potential match with AJ Francis and his complimentary words about you?
Well, always going to appreciate the complimentary words. I hope we get to have a hard-hitting big man match. That'll be something, exciting for the people to see. It's very rare that we get those. It's always big man, small man, or, both regular sized guys. The true potential of big man matches is definitely something that's still untapped in the recent years. I'm sure when you look back at the 90s and 80s, you'll see 1,000 big men working with each other. But and that's one of the things that excites me about, potentially working with AJ Francis, is that, it's big man, and you rarely get to do that. So I'm open to it.
Now, you talk about big man. You had a chance to wrestle Otis during your reign as NXT North American champion. And I have to say, too, probably could have been a main event in that Big E Meaty Men Invitational that where everybody keeps talking about. Tell me about the experience of wrestling Otis. And I have to know, I ask everyone who wrestles Otis, what's it like being on the other end of that caterpillar?
There's a lot. That's a lot of human being. That is a lot of you don't know what you just did there. You just unlocked a hidden something my brain tried to bury, and you just excavated it from the ground. Okay. That's a lot of man coming down on you. Pause. But yeah, he's a big man. I enjoyed working with Otis. He's a very entertaining fellow. I like how he makes the smallest of things mean the most. And he's a star. He's a star. Definitely pushed me to my limits as well. Just moving him around was difficult, and when something is difficult, I embrace the challenge. So I appreciated my experience working with Otis.
Yeah. Now, I know that I mentioned that you're the longest reigning NXT North American champion. And when I spoke to Tony DAngelo a few months back before your big match for the championship, he indicated that he was, quote, looking forward to hurting you. I'm sure there's probably some unfinished business with the Don, but I wanted to know your response to that and if there's any opportunity for you to potentially reclaim that title.
My good friend Tony. We definitely hurt each other. 3 hard-hitting matches where we pushed each other to the limit. Tony knows we have a mutual respect for each other now. He knows that. And he knows why we have that respect, because as hard as he and his family hit, I hit that much harder. So Tony can talk all the trash he wants now. Tony knows he was rocked. I had him on the back foot the entire feud. He knows it. But I think I'm done and dusted with Tony until our paths cross again. It still hurts me that he took that title from me, but yeah. It's something that I now I'm the Iron Survivor. It's behind me. Let's get the NXT Championship now.
So you're the longest reigning NXT North American champion. You were, rather, and you are going to win the NXT Championship. Once your time in NXT is over, what are some of your aspirations for the main roster once you're called up?
Definitely. I want to take what I've done here in NXT, and that is redefine what the big man style is. And I plan to take it up there and, throw it in the mix. I think I've done a good job of putting a spin on what the typical big man is. I've shown that the typical big man, the new big man, let's call it that. The new big man is a talker. The new big man is a thinker. And the new big man moves fast. So I'm changing the perception of what that is. And I hope that I can go to the main roster and, show that to the world on a bigger platform than NXT. And love NXT to death. NXT is doing very well for itself. It's going up in viewers. And it gets new viewers every year. But the main roster is the bigger audience. So that is my plan.
Now, my final question for you before I let you go today, you were part of the Next in Line program, and you're arguably the most successful signee of that program. So I want to say congratulations to you about that as well. And now I know that the recent development with the WWE ID program has been in place. What advice would you give to new signees from both programs on how to be successful once they're at the dance?
Find a way to do pro wrestling, but still be yourself. I think people get lost trying to act like a pro wrestler and they forget that they themselves are one. People are like, trying to imitate the body language and the acts of pro wrestlers, but they forget, no, it's this isn't what a pro wrestler would do if they get hit. It's what would you do when you get hit? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think people have to find that, especially for new people coming in. You have to find you and how you would do everything and how you would execute everything. And I think that's my piece of advice for them, and I hope that helps.
Absolutely. NXT New Year's Evil takes place on January 7th at the Shrine Expo Hall in Los Angeles, California. It will be live on the CW, so check your local listings for start time. Oba Femi, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you be successful in your match against Trick Williams next month.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, man.